Well, this morning, Beyonce's new album, Renaissance, has broken Spotify streaming records, but Queen Bee's song Heated is making headlines for another reason.
The song, which is co-written by Drake, was called out by disability charities and activists for using an ableist and offensive word. And just a few hours ago, Beyoncé herself said she will be changing the lyric in that song. Aussie disability advocate Hannah Divany was among the voices calling for the change. She wrote a terrific article about this in The Guardian, and she joins us now. Hannah, always good to see you. I wish it was under better circumstances, but good to have you on. You wrote this article calling out Beyoncé, Queen Bee. Let me take you back to when you first heard the song. What did you think?
When I first heard the song, I was really confused and upset because people might remember that about 6 weeks ago we had a very similar global conversation around the same slur in a recent Lizzo song. So I couldn't really work out how they'd missed that, same as how it made headlines around the world. But this morning, hearing that she's going to change it, I'm just blown away.
So she announced the change this morning. Thankfully, she understood the impact that the word could have. Are you surprised that we still have conversations about this? Because for me, when I read the word, and I didn't hear it in the lyrics to the song when I first listened to it, I completely missed it. Are you surprised that people still use these sorts of words in their everyday lexicon and it slips into lyrics like this?
I mean, I want to say yes, but I also am very aware that there's multiple people who have contacted me on Twitter saying that culturally in America they haven't quite realised it was a slur. So I think maybe for us in Australia it's different because obviously we all know not to use it, and it's definitely like been phased out of the schoolyards of the past. But I think there might be some slight cultural disconnect. But yeah, I am deeply kind of surprised that she thought that was okay and that no one in her team flagged it, especially after the Lizzo thing.
And let's go back to that, because you mentioned it before, but you were very much at the top of the campaign for getting Lizzo, who used the same slur, to change one of the lyrics from her song. She then heard everybody, wrote this amazing post about it. Tell me, as an activist, as someone who does live with a disability, what it's like when you hear these stars turn around and go, "Oh, I had no idea. I see. I'm sorry."
It's very, very validating, and it makes me feel like I'm not just kind of screaming into the void or making a big deal out of nothing, as some of Twitter trolls would like to tell me I am. And I think for me, it's really, really indicative of the fact that we're kind of on the precipice of disabled people being taken more seriously globally, and I hope that that continues. Obviously, there are people who argue that the disabled community has much bigger problems than ableist slurs in a song, and I totally understand that, but I think I am very much for focusing on the problems we can change more easily, and this is definitely one of them, and then all of that change will hopefully bleed into the larger problems that we face and help us to be more accepted in society.
You know what? Don't let them tell you what you are allowed to fight for. If something makes you upset, then you should be able to tell people to stop doing it. I think it's as simple as that. Especially if people keep making the same mistake over and over. I mean, Lizzo had just made the mistakes a few weeks earlier. Obviously, there is still education that's needed, isn't there?
Definitely, definitely. And I think when someone like Beyoncé takes a great progressive step forward, like wherever she moves, the music industry follows. So hopefully, because of this, and because of her allyship, we might not need to have this conversation again, which would be really nice.
I hope that the next conversation we have with you and your advocacy is about, and activism is about getting Disney to get that princess that you've been asking for.
I would love that. If Beyoncé could, just maybe go sign the petition and millions of followers, that would be very helpful indeed, but we'll see how we go.
You're awesome, mate. Keep fighting the good fight, my friend, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Thanks.
Great to chat.